Hello, boys and girls, and you say hello to Ms. Murray. Hello, Ms. Murray. Friends, for Martin Luther King Day, we read a book called We Shall Overcome. We Shall Overcome. And we talked about this being a song that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. sang, and it was a song that people all sang together. So if you were a person who couldn't hear, if you were a person who was deaf, how would you sing We Shall Overcome? Because you couldn't hear what other people were singing, and you couldn't hear what they were saying. You couldn't know what they were talking about. Well, people who are deaf have their own language. It's sign language. Now, we have signs that we use, like if we're going to say hello, we go, oh, that's a sign. We don't need any language out of our mouth to tell us what that sign means. And sometimes if your teacher has a sign for when you need to go use the restroom, she'll have you do that. You hold up your hand and you don't need to say any words with your mouth. The teacher will know what that is. Well, what if your teacher has you do this as a restroom sign? That could be a sign for restroom, but you'd all have to agree on the same sign. And each classroom could have a different sign. There could be one sign for classroom 3, a completely different sign for classroom 4. So what the American Sign Language people did is they said, we're going to make a book that has all the signs in it. So everyone uses the same sign. So even if you've never met that person before, you would all know the same signs. So the song we learned last week, We Shall Overcome, doesn't have very many words in it. Remember, it goes like this. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. So let's say that you were a person who couldn't hear, but you still wanted to sing this song with everybody when everybody was singing together. Well, let's learn the signs for each one of these words. So the first word in our song is we. When we're doing the sign for we take our index finger of our right hand and we point down right here at our shoulder and we go, we. So we take our right hand, point down, we go from this shoulder across to this shoulder. Okay, and that's the sign for we. We. The next sign that we need is shall, and this means shall. So you take your hand, it's flat like this, and you start here at your shoulder and you move your hand forward. So that's we shall. Let's try that again. We shall. So when we say the word overcome, we make a fence with our other hand, and we take a fist, and we make our fist go over the fence. Okay? So you have your hands down, you put your fence up, and you have your fist jump over the fence. So we shall overcome, 3 words, 3 signs. Let's start on we. We shall, put your fence up, overcome. Good. Let's try that again. Starting on we. We shall overcome. We repeat that. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. Good. The next one is some. So this is back to some. It shows going forward. And then we put our fence up. We make a sun with this hand, and it also makes a D, and we show the sun going down. So someday is this and day. So the last part is we shall, put your fence up, overcome some, fence back up, day. Good. When we have the word deep, you put your fence up and you point down. It's like it's going down inside a hole. So this is deep. And in is like that, but it's like you're going to reach in the cookie jar with your whole hand. In my, and then you draw a heart on your heart. Deep in my heart. So that's deep, reach in the cookie jar, in my heart. Good. When you say I, you point to yourself. I. You take your pointer finger on your chin, do. Then you take that same pointer finger, point to your brain. I do believe. So believe is two signs. It's believe that. Then we go back to we shall, fence up, overcome, some, fence back up, day. Very good. We've learned a lot of new signs today. Let's try all of our signs from the beginning. First sign is we, finger on your shoulder. Okay, here we go. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Very, very good. We're learning signs. What's the sign for hello and goodbye? Like our opening song when we say hello, guess what? It's hello. Hey, we already know that sign and we didn't even know we knew sign language. We would say hello. Let's say friends. Friends. So you take your two fingers, you hook them together, then you hook them together. So it's hello, friends. And guess what? Goodbye, friends is the same. Goodbye, friends. Excellent job, everybody. I will see you next week.